What's up, everybody? Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another edition of our RANT series. Today I post the question, does anybody give a shit about a Motley Crue reunion tour? You know, between the week or two ago, we had the Black Crowes, okay? No issue with the Black Crowes, to be honest with you, okay? I'm fine with them. Whether they're doing it for the money or they're doing it because they want to get back together, it doesn't really matter. But Motley Crue? Where do we start here? So, a few years back, Motley Crue basically said that, apparently they signed all sorts of paperwork saying, we are never going to tour again. We're done. We're retiring from live touring. We may do some music here and there, but as a touring band, that's it. Never going to happen again. Mick Mars, their guitar player, even went on the record saying that this is it. If by any chance we wind up playing again, I'll buy everyone a ticket to come see it, right? In other words, basically saying it's never going to happen. So here we go. All right, this week, the big news, Motley Crue, Poison, and Def Leppard going to do like a stadium tour next year. Call me bored beyond belief, right? Back in their heyday, when Motley Crue first burst on the scene with Too Fast for Love and Shout at the Devil, I was on board. They were a little different. Yeah, you know what? They had the costumes and, the little bit of makeup and the kind of glammy, kind of Kiss look, so to speak, whatever. But the music on those first two albums was pretty good, right? They were kind of a big deal. I kind of lost interest in them real quick after Theater of Pain. All right. And then, girls, all that kind of stuff, forget it. I fell off the Motley train wagon way back then. Haven't given a shit about them ever since. And, then, over the years, it's become more, what's more important, the music or, which hot actress or whatever is Tommy Lee banging or dating or marrying, right? How many times has Vince Neil been spotted, drunk and disorderly somewhere? How many cars has he crashed, right? How much weight has he gained? The Nikki Sixx has had his share of obviously, problems over the years, whatever, but he's, done some side gigs and whatever, done pretty well for himself. Mick Mars has kept kind of quiet. He was always kind of the more quiet guy out of the four of them. And in recent years, you see these videos. I mean, I've seen Vince live a couple times, and he's no singer. Come on. Maybe in the early 80s, he could kind of carry a tune, but man, that guy is he is lost without a paddle, right? The fact that he's even thinks that he can get up there and front a band anymore is just ridiculous, all right? You've seen all the footage. I mean, go on YouTube. There's footage all over the place, Guy forgetting lyrics and making up lyrics and singing shit that don't make sense, and he's way out of key and just oh my god, as we get older, we all kind of put on weight and whatever. We're not like we used to be when we were younger, but dude, Vince, Christ, wear some clothes that fit you, for God's sakes, right? Does anybody care? The crazy thing is there's enough people that are just living off the memory of Motley Crue and Poison and Def Leppard, for that matter, from, 1985, 1986. They're going to be like, yes, this is going to be the greatest tour ever. Oh, people. If the guys got back together with John Corabi, that would at least be somewhat interesting. A guy who can still sing, who's still a great frontman, right? Who can maybe show up sober and put on a good performance. Vince Neil in 2019, 2020, it'll be next year. I just, Tala agrees. Tala's like, fuck Motley Crue, right? I don't know, for me, okay? Just for me. I know there's going to be plenty of people who are going to watch this. Are going to be like, oh, come on, you old dinosaur. Come on. Give it up for Crue coming back. It's going to be great. And we're going to party like it's 1987. No, you're going to party like it's 1987. I will pass. Okay, because quite frankly, I was never interested in Poison. All right? I always liked Def Leppard, but, I've seen Def Leppard a couple times in recent years. They're not really bringing anything new to the table, which is fine, because a lot of the old legacy bands, they just go out and play the normal stuff, and I get that. Joe Elliott, voice isn't what it used to be. They still put on a good show. But, man, I've seen them enough. All right? I don't need to see them again. Okay? I certainly have no interest in seeing Poison ever again. I saw them once, never again. And I've seen Motley Crue a couple times. Motley Crue back, when they first came out, put on a great live show. But then I've seen them a few times. I remember them getting blown away by Whitesnake, the 1987 tour. Right? Saw them once after that. Vince was kind of putrid. I saw Vince solo. And I was like, oof, I don't think I ever want to actually pay money to see this guy play ever again. All right? Granted, the other guys in the band, good musicians, right? I just honestly, I don't see the point in this. But of course, they're going to make a boatload of cash. There's the point, right? There's the point, because you got so many fans who are going to go out in droves to see this. And, 3 big 80s bands, right? Why not? It's going to draw. It's going to sell, okay? But, it comes down to, how many times do we have to listen to these bands say ad nauseum over and over and over again, this is our final tour, this is it, we're retiring. And then a couple years later, hey, we're back. Pull out the wallet. Come on, get out the credit card. We're going to tour, right? $150, nosebleed seats, $500 if you want to sit down on the floor, meet and greet, 500 bills. Let's do it. Yay! And, of course, they're just doing it for the money because most of these guys hate each other, right? And then we're retiring again. All right, that's it. The grand hurrah, the last hurrah, that's it. And then they're back again. It's like over and over and over again. And you get to the point where it's just like, how do you take these guys seriously anymore? It's like, can't one of these bands just retire, do a great final tour, and go off into the sunset and have everybody kind of move on with their lives with great memories? Okay? It just doesn't happen. It's just like anything else. You see it in sports. You see it all over the place. People in and out of retirement because they're bored. They don't know how to fucking do anything else, right? You would think the guys in Motley Crue would have enough money, okay? But I guess maybe not. Maybe all the limos and the cocaine and the booze and the women and, the jets and the boats and all that kind of stuff. That costs money, right? Got to pay for all that shit. God knows they've been doing enough of that over the years, right? So no matter how many millions you think they've made in their careers, I guess it's not enough. Or it hasn't been enough. Maybe the money's all gone. Or maybe they're just so damn bored. All right? Because quite frankly, and this could be, I said this about Guns N' Roses a few years ago when they reunited. None of those guys, and we're talking about Motley Crue again here as well, none of those guys mean as much to people apart as they do together. That's the sad truth, right? Guns N' Roses, the same thing. They were all doing their project. Axl trying to keep Guns N' Roses together with all these different musicians or whatever, and nobody's buying into that, right? Slash, okay, doing his projects, did fairly well for himself, but again, not mega big. Guns N' Roses get back together with a good chunk of the classic lineup, big business. Same thing with Motley Crue, right? Got to have those 4 guys. Those 4 guys are money, regardless whether they can play or not, or sing or not, or stay sober or not, or whatever, or have anything musically new to say. It doesn't matter. Get them together. It's money. 20, 30-seat arenas, no problem, right? Do we care? I don't know. I know there's plenty of people who care because it's been, again, just like with the Black Crowes thing, everybody's been talking about Motley Crue this week. Motley Crue, Def Leppard, Poison, woo! Yes, something to look forward to next year. Meanwhile, I'm thinking, really? I'm looking forward to going to see, Sons of Apollo next year. That's, for me, that's something to look forward to. And going to see Opeth maybe next year, right? That's something to look forward to. Motley Crue, Poison, and Def Leppard. Yeesh. Hey, if you're into it, more power to you. All right? It's just my perspective, my opinion. I know it doesn't mean a hill of beans. I could give 2 shits. All right? Like I said, I think all 3 bands have seen better days. All right? Myself personally, I don't care if I never heard another Motley Crue song the rest of my life. Could care less. Same thing with Poison. All right? Def Leppard, I like a good chunk of their catalog. All right? So not a big deal there. But do I need to see Def Leppard again? I've seen them enough. All right? It's just, I think, with Def Leppard, the whole thing is, they still put on a fun show, but I don't need to see it again, right? It's kind of like the same show every year. So anyway, that's my little rant for today. Motley Crue reunion tour. Do we care? I vote no. I could care less. Interested to see what you guys think. Visit us on the web also at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, of course, we're on YouTube all the damn time. Got some more stuff coming up. All right, stay tuned. Don't touch that dial. We got starting round 3 of Classic Live Album Wars next week. Might have another rant or two this week, maybe a top 10 songs over the weekend, and then we'll get right back to the Album Wars business. And, got more stuff for brewing, so don't touch that dial, and we'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.